Welcome back to Out of the Rough. I'm joined by Chris Mendenhall. Chris Mendenhall is a mortgage professional with American Family Funding. And Chris, you come to us today to talk about a new innovative product. Actually, I don't think it's new, but it's, I think, innovative, called the Home Owner Accelerator. Tell us about this new product.
You know, it came from Australia, where they're not allowed to have more than one mortgage at a time, and they tried to figure out a financial instrument that would work to the homeowner's benefit to pay the loan off as quickly as possible. They don't get an interest deduction, and so interest is not something that's a friend of them.
They're not concerned. I'm sorry, the Home Ownership Accelerator. So it came from Australia, and it's all about getting a house paid off early, and who wouldn't want that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But you know, I've done several of these for different types of people, and the idea is, without changing your spending habits, to take advantage of the float of your money. So you become the bank of Fred Arnold. So your mortgage becomes a line of credit, and so when you receive income, it pays down the principal on your mortgage. So if you had a $400,000 mortgage, you had a $10,000 paycheck, your mortgage payment or your mortgage amount would be $390, and then you write checks against it, and it creeps back up. But
so let me break that down so we got it. So you have a $400,000 mortgage, and let's say once a month you get $10,000 in paychecks that get deposited to your account between you and your significant other. And so immediately that $10,000 is applied to your principal balance.
Yes, sir. So
you only owe $390, and then you slowly write checks against your account.
That's correct.
Up to the $400, but it's somebody that has to have discipline, right? Because you don't want to write up to the $400, you slowly want to write it down, correct?
Right. You have access. It's a line of credit. Some people would say, wouldn't want my client, wouldn't want my spouse to have access to it. But it's for people who, you know, obviously are disciplined. Business owners, small business owners who run cash.
Great cash flow.
Right. I had a music store owner that ran $50,000 a month through his business, and so he would take that $50,000 in receipts, and it would pay down his principal balance of his mortgage. So he got the float of that $50,000. He may have spent 45 of it each month, but you know, wasn't in at one time, it wasn't out at one time.
So let me again back up a little bit. Right now, I'm earning about 1/4% on my money in my checking account. So if I end up having 10 or 15 or 20,000 in my checking account, and again, it's not for everybody, it's those that are good savers and those that have cash flow going through their account, but I'm earning 1/4% on that, but I'm paying out 4, 4.25, 4.5 on my 30-year fixed rate mortgage.
That's correct.
So you're using that money to pay down right away, but you still have access to that money.
Yeah, and you've identified it exactly. So you're saving 4%. If you're lucky enough to have a 4.25% mortgage, some people, the average is more like 5.25%, but you're saving 5% over the cost of that money.
The cost of funds.
Because I have a 70-year-old that said, I don't know if I could save that money, but he's paying right now $3,500. He has several mortgages. We're going to consolidate them. He has some minor credit card, pay off a car. He pays $3,500 a month. This would say, I mean, without changing anything, and actually would create another $600 of disposable income. He can pay that $396,000, $400,000 balance off in a little over 7 years, just by getting the float of his money.
Because he's using his own money,
yes, sir,
to immediately have paid down to his principal of whatever balance that is, but he still has access to the money because it's a line of credit, but he's immediately applying that, paying yourself first, kind of, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And one of the things you identified, you know, people say, well, why don't I just do that with a 15-year fix? Why not, if the payment's the same, why wouldn't I do that? Well, the obvious answer is you'd be paying on it for 15 years. You'd pay this off in half of the time of a 15-year. The other thing is, in a traditional closed-end mortgage, if you said I have an extra $10,000 or $20,000, I'm going to pay my mortgage down. It's down, and you don't have the opportunity if you need that 20 back or that 10 back if you need to put a new roof. This is a line of credit, so you have free access 24/7 to your money, regardless of how if you put large sums or just a consistent sum. If you needed that money back, you can draw it back out.
And so it's for those that are a little more disciplined with their finances. It's for those that pay down or save 10% of their income at least.
Yes, sir.
Per month. We wouldn't recommend to everybody, but the cash flow is amazing because you're applying that money immediately to your principal balance and using it as an equity. I like that idea. And if you could pay off your mortgage early, who would? I'll tell you what, the philosophies have changed now.
Right.
Before it was leverage, 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 use the money for other resources. Now it's pay it down, isn't it?
Pay it down, and the other thing is, you want to focus on how much is this mortgage going to cost me. The 30-year fixed, if we did it today at 4.25%, would cost over $300,000 in interest.
Interest alone.
Interest.
So you're paying back over $700,000 on your mortgage.
That's correct. The 15 years, $122,000, $125,000. This product would be about $89,000.
Yeah.
In 7 years,
yeah.
And then you're debt free.
Incredible, incredible. Chris, how those listening to the or watching the show online or watching on SCV TV, how can they reach you?
My phone number is 661-505-4310.
505-4310.
Or Chris at affloans.com.
Chris at affloans.com. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Coming up next, we have the Michael Crane, and we're from Smart Business Evolution, and we're going to talk about how to deal with challenging people or challenging clients, challenging situations that you encounter every day. We'll be right back.